Marcians. In today's video, we are going to have a quick wrap up on what happened to me last January. Hi guys, and happy Tuesday. I hope everyone has been having a great week so far. I was supposed to do a writing vlog today, however, my writing schedule for the past few days has been very different, as I could say, because before I can write during early mornings and now I just can't. I feel a lot more comfortable in writing during lunchtime or after lunchtime, and then I write after dinner time. So I couldn't really make a writing vlog for you guys, so I'm sorry, but hopefully this month I will be able to do a writing vlog. But today I am going to share to you guys what I have done in the past month, both the wins, the fails, and my goals for February. But before we get into today's video, if you're new here, hi! Welcome, I am Nicole. I am a romance writer and I am a soon-to-be self-published author. I need to keep saying that so it really sinks into my body. so I would have more determination to continue writing. I have been juggling a lot of writing projects, so I am going crazy, but we'll get into that later. So anyway, on to today's video, shall we? Let us start with the wins of last month. I was able to write around 3,000 words for January, and I'm very proud of that. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? 3,000 words in a month. Wow. And those 3,000 words aren't for a single project. A quick disclaimer, those 3,000 words aren't basically on one project alone. Those 3,000 words are a combination of everything that I've been doing for January. The reason why I did a tracker for January is because I want to know how many words do I usually write in a month, and so far what I've seen is I am constantly doing like 3,000 words every month, and that's not a bad thing actually. Next is I am only 20 pages away from finally finishing the final revision stage for Project TIOH before focusing on the editing part. Now, if you're not yet familiar or if you haven't figured it out yet, I am doing the final revision stage and the editing at the same time, and I'm very exhausted from it because I'm doing two things at the same time. My main focus for last month is to make sure that I trim down the pages for the final revision stage, so just so I can focus more on the editing part. And luckily for those 30,000 words for January, I was able to trim it down up to 20 pages, and I can't wait to reach the end of the final revision stage. I just want to get it done. I was able to finally start other writing projects, which are the ones that are on the waiting list. I think I've started at least 4 other writing projects. I know it sounds insane, but I need it. I need to have other writing projects because working on a single project drains my mind. It drains my creative juices. I just need something else to write, so I won't get burnt out. And I have started at least 4. That doesn't include my current attempt of creating a poetry book. That's not included. I just recently started that by the very end of January, so that's not included. Then I finally started listening to the Iron King audiobook. Quick story, the Iron King is actually the first book in the Iron Fairy series by Julie Kagawa, and the only books I have are book 2 to book 4, and I actually started reading book 2, but I was so interested in what happened on book 1, so I told myself, let's scrap the supposedly book review for the second book and just listen to the audiobook. The reason why I also listen to the audiobook is because first, I can't give my dedicated focus to book 2. I was reading the book and suddenly my eyes were just they're so tired and my brain doesn't want to process the words that I am reading. So I told myself maybe the audiobook is a good way to go. And aside from that, I also started a new embroidery work. I love embroidery. Ever since it was taught in school, I love doing it, and recently I started a new embroidery project, which is a good thing because I dedicated my weekends not only to family but also listening to the audiobook so I could finish my writing hat. And while I was listening to the audiobook, I was doing embroidery work. So I was listening to the audiobook and I was doing embroidery work, and that really helped my mind relax during the weekends. Next thing that I'm very, very proud of is consistent YouTube content, except for the very last week, and I'm going to get to that later on. But I'm very, very proud that I stayed consistent with my posting schedule, which is once a week. Takes a lot of getting used to, but I'm getting there. And I've trained myself to film vlogs during Mondays or Tuesdays and then post it by Fridays. So during Wednesdays, Thursdays, I was able to edit it. And the very last thing that I'm very, very proud of is I was able to do my yoga and stretches. I keep putting it off last year, and one day I finally decided we're doing it. I'm gonna do my stretches and I'm gonna do yoga. And it helped wonders for me, my back, my neck. I didn't do exercise, I just did stretching, and the stretching helped. And then when I tried yoga, it made everything a lot better. So I'm doing it every Sunday as much as possible because I can't do it during the weekdays because my husband's at work and my son doesn't let me do my yoga and my stretches. He thinks it's a game, so I can only do that during weekends. Now let's get to the part where I get to humiliate myself. First one is, I did say that I was able to write at least 30,000 words last month. Here's the thing, the goal was 40,000. I think I was 6 to 8,000 words short, and the reason why that happened, it's also tied with the fact that I wasn't able to do a live writing sprint session for January. My goal is to at least have one writing sprint every month, and the reason why I wasn't able to do that and I wasn't able to finish 40,000 words is because my husband got sick. I had to play doctor. At the very night that I was going to do the writing sprint, my husband fell ill, and at first I actually postponed it. My live writing sprints are going to be held every 10 p.m. during Fridays. And what I did is I actually postponed it to 5:30 in the morning Saturday, but my husband felt worse during the night, so I told myself I'm canceling it. And I don't care if I don't reach the 40,000 words. I don't care if I didn't do the live sprints. What's important is I get my family back to good shape. Because at the end of the day, for me, yes, my passion is important to me, but my family means the world to me. And if something happens with family, my writing journey will be put on hold. And I will not regret that. I have to take care of my family first. Next is no book review for January. I was supposed to do the book review for the second book of the Iron Fairy series, but I scrapped it and I told myself we are listening to the audiobook of the Iron King. And I had this firm belief that I was able to finish the audiobook because everything was going so well. I think in one day I was able to finish at least, I don't know, like maybe it was like an hour or two of the audiobook. And the reason why I wasn't able to finish it, it's because of distractions. Of course, during the weekends, it's for family as well, so that's why. And I'm not gonna deny it, I procrastinated a bit. Not a bit, I procrastinated a lot because I was like, I'm gonna listen to it again. I don't want it to feel like work, so I only listened to it when I wanted to. And thankfully I was enjoying the story. That's why I kept on listening to it. Next fail is I wasn't consistent with my yoga and my stretches. Why? Because like I said, I do it every weekend, and what do I do every weekend? Weekend is taking care of myself, and that includes spending time with the family. So I don't wake up early in the mornings anymore. I don't. So when I wake up around 8 or 9, I have breakfast and I do a bit of chores, and then I do my stretches. And when I do my stretches, someone doesn't want me to do my stretches, and this someone particularly is my son, who thinks that my stretches and my yoga sessions are a game. He thinks I'm playing with him, but that doesn't happen every weekend for the previous month. I had 2 consistent weekends for yoga and stretches, and that helped me a lot. The first weekend for February, I wasn't able to do that, but I will talk about that for this month's wrap up by March. And now we are finally here on the goal section of this video. When I was making these goals, when I was writing it down, I told myself, don't stress yourself if it doesn't happen. Whatever happens, happens. And I will try to do that. I will try to remind that to myself. But the perfectionist inside of me was telling me, this doesn't happen, you suck. Please don't have that kind of mentality, guys. It's very toxic. Okay, so the first and very obvious goal for this month is to finally finish that revision stage for Project TIOH, because I just want to focus on the editing part. I have been working with a critique partner and everything's going well. That's why I want the final revision stage to finally end. Please, February, be kind to me. Next is I want to be able to juggle side projects while I am working on Project TIOH. And let me be clear, juggling multiple projects at the same time is no joke. It isn't. However, I am doing it because I love writing and I enjoy writing. But I want to be able to juggle side projects without going insane. Next goal is to have me time. Me in a cafe. The reason why I want to do it in a cafe is because I want to do a traveling writer vlog, whether in a cafe or whether it's me and my husband going on a ride to detox. I want to be able to do that because I thought it was interesting, because I love going to cafes. I mean, who writer doesn't like going to cafes, right? But me and my husband go on motorcycle rides as well, and I was thinking, we're doing those rides and I love going to cafes and I love writing. Why not combine those two and do it? And I told this to my husband, here's my concept for my channel. He said, you should definitely do that. And my goal is to have at least one me time or one motorcycle ride where I would be able to do the traveling writer vlog. That's a goal for this month. Last month we were able to do it because it's the first month of the year. We are trying to rebalance the finances because Christmas just happened, New Year just happened, my son's birthday just happened. So we're trying to readjust everything, and when everything goes back to the right flow, I guess we'll do it. Next is book review. I want to do a book review for this month, and thankfully I am nearing the end of the audiobook. When that happens, I'm going to do that book review and nothing can stop me. And along with the book review, I am praying that I would be able to finish that embroidery work. When I finish that embroidery, I'm going to show it during my book review, and you guys can tell me what it looks like, how it looks like. Do you want me to continue doing that? Because I really want a business where I do those kinds of things, and you guys would be the judge if I deserve to have a business like that. And the final, but definitely not the least, be consistent with my stretches and my yoga sessions. I want to be consistent with it because writing is no joke, like I said, and my bones are breaking. No, not literally breaking, like I just have this immense back pains every now and then, and the stretches helped a lot with my posture. And with just not just with the back pains, I have neck pains, I have my joints, they need to be moving. I need to keep moving. I am working at home. I can't just sit here and do writing and my freelance job and just look at the laptop every day. I can't do that. I need to move. So hopefully I will be able to be a lot more consistent with my stretches and my yoga sessions. I'm moving my head too much. But that is all for today, folks. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Don't forget to give it a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And also leave a comment down below. Share me your journey for January. What are your fails? What are your successes? What are your goals? If you don't want to share it all to me, that's fine. Just tell me how January went for you. Follow my trail on social media. Everything will be listed down below. I will also be updating my blog. I keep saying that, and I promise I will, okay? If you want advance notice on everything that's happening in my writing journey and also possible sneak peeks of Project TIOH, don't forget to sign up for my monthly newsletter. Yes, guys, we're finally at that level. I am finally going to do a monthly newsletter. With that said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Stay creative, guys, and happy writing. Bye, Marcians!